change the lemonade's name? That's today's Fast Fact question with MTN Business. If you think you know the answer to today's Fast Fact, let me know on our SMS lines 31702 31567, or you can tweet me on @BruceBusiness. Welcome to the show on this Wednesday evening. Who is Nhlamu Dlomu? Well, yes, you know that she's the new chief executive of KPMG South Africa, but if it was a biz quiz question, you'd be right. But I want to know, who is Nhlamu Dlomu? Who is she?
Bruce, thank you. I am a South African professional. I've been in the consulting industry for a number of years. I've also worked as an HR executive within a bank. I've run
Which one?
Nedbank.
Okay, you worked at Nedbank,
Yes,
all right.
yes.
But who are you? I didn't ask you what you've done.
Yeah, who am I? I am a committed South African who grew up during an era as the country was changing. So I'm quite committed to the cause of building a better country. I also am a person who cares about the livelihood of others, and I've spent most of my time and my life making sure that I do that. I do exactly that.
How does that then fit with KPMG? Because you worked at KPMG for now how long?
For 5.5 years.
5.5 years. Your global chief executive, John Vermeer, came out with a statement yesterday saying KPMG, as we have seen it up until Friday, is not who we are. And the story in Business Report, there's a photograph of John Vermeer, there it is, the newspaper headline, saying this is not who we are. So are you part of old KPMG or are you new KPMG? Where do you fit?
Okay, so let me clarify what John was referring to. John was talking about the results, the findings of KPMG International investigation, that some of the red flags that we pick up do not represent who we are and our value system.
Okay, but there was a clear cabal of individuals, a group of individuals, let's use a more objective term, within KPMG who didn't live by those values.
It happens that in every business, we do have values, we've got standards, we've got ethics, we've got all of these good things. However, the monitoring of them and the monitoring of systems do not always help you uproot all of what is not working. So we are working hard as a firm at the moment to make sure that this never happens again, and also not to close our eyes to our recent history. So we're really concerned and we regret what has happened. We're quite going through a painful situation. We have to apologize to the country. The public outrage is actually shared by our people as well.
Nobody wants to accept your apology. I mean, you look at the Times newspaper today, darkness descends on KPMG, and you've had Signia, I think, set the ball rolling. Yesterday there was Hulusani and also the guys at Sasfin. They pulled the plug and said, we don't want to do business. The association of KPMG's brand with our brand is too close. And I'm sure you've had other conversations with other chief executives who are making similar calls, or at least their boardrooms are making similar calls.
In the past 4 to 5 days, what I've been doing is engaging with our stakeholders, our clients, our people, and really listening carefully to what people are saying to us. And I can hear the loud call to have something that is more objective to oversee the work that International has done. So in our conversations, we have agreed with SAICA that
this is the South African Institute of
Chartered Accountants,
yeah,
that it would be appropriate to set up an inquiry into the matters and to
But hasn't that already happened with KPMG International? What did they do if that wasn't an inquiry?
KPMG International ran a detailed investigation into and reviewed a lot of detail into what happened, and they produced the results, which were summarized into an 11-page statement, which is what we released on Friday. What this would be is an additional assurance lens to ensure that the public in South Africa can truly see that we've opened up our doors. We want to be clear about what has happened so that we can explain this. Besides having a KPMG International lens, have a South African lens of completely independent parties looking at this.
It suggests you accept that you are on the brink of implosion, because no organization would go through something as public and as embarrassing and as potentially humiliating as what you're proposing, unless you knew that you were on the brink of self-destruction.
We are an employer of 3,500 people, Bruce, and I will tell you, you asked me who I am. I care deeply about the livelihoods of those people. We represent 3,500 families.
Trevor Hoole would have said that to me 2 weeks ago, wouldn't he? The former chief executive.
I can't speak on behalf of Trevor. Probably he would say the same.
But that's the problem, is how does anybody trust KPMG ever again? How? Why?
We have had feedback from our clients, and over time, and I'll talk about clients saying to us that the people that they work with on a daily basis, they trust. They are quality people. They produce good quality deliverables. Now, on the other hand, we also have other regulators that look at our work. So I can assure you that the issues on those two matters are not systemic at all. So we've got IRBA that does complete reviews on the work that we do. We've also
They're incredibly slow. They're incredibly ineffectual, under-resourced. They've argued, and I've spoken to IRBA a couple of times about this, that KPMG has not been particularly forthcoming with information that they've sought, that they've found it quite hard